Hey guys, and welcome to the patch notes for the 7th of March 2018 patch. This patch notes contains not too much, apart from the new Black Spirits Adventure, and a brand new Ancient Relic Crystal Shard drop event. Apart from that, there really isn't too much else in these notes. So to start off with, the Ancient Relic Crystal Shard drop event has begun. It'll go from the 7th after the maintenance until March 21st before maintenance, so we have 2 weeks. And just like all the other events before it, it simply replaces the chance to catch a fish with a chance to catch an Ancient Relic Crystal Shard. Hopefully this decreases the prices of both the shards and the mem fragments, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Black Spirits Adventure 2 has been added, so this is actually kind of interesting. Most people should be familiar with the Black Spirits Adventure, that little sort of board game where you roll the dice and automatically move that many steps and get whatever's on the tile you land on. Super uninteractive, and you do it 3 times a day. This one is much more interactive. So if I click here for a second, you can see all the little nodes you can visit. You can move between each node. You can choose between combat, gather, explore, excavate, and rest at each node. And there's quite a lot of stuff you can do. There's a lot to the rules, so I won't go over them in the patch notes. But this is a lot more complicated and supposedly a lot more rewarding than the original Black Spirits Adventure. Also, you can do it more than 3 times a day. You can only store up to 3 rolls, so actions, but these refresh once per hour, and you can do it up to 10 times a day in total. So as long as you're online and using your rolls every hour, you can use up to 10 rolls in total. Let's go back to the patch notes here. So the basics of it are, it's Season 2, it'll go for 2 weeks just like the Crystal Relic Shard event. Once again, you press escape to open up the menu to find it. You use the move points to fill up every hour. You will consume 1 move point each time the Black Spirit moves a space. You will recover 1 move per hour, and the maximum number of moves you can retain at your disposal is 3. However, you can recover up to 10 moves in a day. And then you've got combat, gather, explore, excavate, or rest in the circular nodes you can find on the board map. Also, for anyone that has just joined the game, you can get the appreciation gift, so the free piece of boss gear that everyone got last week. Any newcomers that just joined the game this week will get that gift as well, as long as you log in before March 21st. So once again, another 2 weeks. But you can only claim the event until March 14th if you're a current adventurer. So if you haven't logged in yet, you've been putting it off, try and log in the next week. There's also been some changes to the red battlefield, probably to put it more in line with Savage Rift in terms of rewards. Adventurers between levels 1 and 49 will now be able to receive combat and skill experience as a reward for participating in the battlefield, with restrictions to their AP/DP and their level. Both the winning and losing teams participants will receive combat and skill experience once the battle has ended, however, winners will get more. Silver coins have also been added to the available rewards for the red battlefield. The coins will be rewarded based on the combined total of the participants' AP and DP, so your gear score. And it'll be based on the main weapon of the character. So it seems like Black Desert has finally set down a rule on gear score is your main weapon. Your gear score will determine the victory and loss amount of silver, with 2.5 million for a victorious as the maximum if you're above 450 gear score, and 1.92 million silver upon a defeat. The lowest you can get is if you somehow have below 50 AP in combined DP, 250,000 silver, and it goes up for every 50 AP, or 50 gear score rather, it goes up by 250,000 silver. For a loss, it goes up by 190,000 silver. So that's a pretty nice reward. It will make Red Battlefield much more attractive as an activity, especially compared to Savage Rift, but it'll remain to be seen if the rewards are good enough with that silver added to really let it edge out Savage Rift and grinding as an activity people want to do. The Arsha server, they've adjusted the AP efficiency to, in general, match the AP efficiency on normal servers, but the PvP DP efficiency has not been changed. You'll no longer be able to use the skills registered in a quick slot when the skill is not quick slot available by default. This is probably a quick fix to try and address some of the exploits that were discovered last week, where you could edit one of the files and basically spam a skill repeatedly, ignoring the cooldown using the hotbar. But they probably have to do a few more fixes for that as well. So, to the game world. This is really just a few small changes to the world itself, nothing too big. The dragon flying around the North Kaya mountain has suddenly disappeared without a trace, most likely to prepare for Dragon. But apart from that, nothing too big. Same with the system. For class changes, this week has literally nothing. Like, it ends after pretty much a single scroll of my mouse wheel. The only real noticeable thing is the skill Rage Absorption and Fury Transfer can now be locked, just like using your ultimate skill itself. And a few item changes. You may now exchange one type of Asula's weakened magic accessory for another. You do that out of the Altanova Jeweler and the Sandgrain Jeweler. Those are the two places you can do that. As well as Tarif, Rockpost, Altanova, and Sandgrain Bazaar. So, 4 places. Apart from that, not too much else this week. There's been a few monster changes. The Schultz Guard monster region has been overhauled a bit. It's not as worth the farm there anymore because it's had the drops reduced, even if you can farm it a bit faster. And recommended AP for the zone has been changed. Yeah, honestly, there's not too much else this week. The interface changes. There's been some interface changes, but they don't change anything about how they work. It's just UI fixes, really. So it's nice as quality of life, but it's not going to revolutionize everything. The receive all button to my listings window in the marketplace might be extremely helpful to people, but apart from that, really this week is kind of sparse. There is a pre-order indicator which will be applied and shown when an item you have set for notifications when it's sold by pre-order on the marketplace. And there's a few changes to how the guild expenses can be seen. Only the guild master can see it now. But really, yeah, so this week's patch is really just all about the Black Spirits Adventure number 2 and the brand new Crystal Relic Shard drop event. Hopefully this means they're setting up for the lawn release soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It's been a few months now. We're already in March. Korea got it back in, I want to say, like November or December. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they're prepping for a big patch. But we did just have the second anniversary last week, so I suppose they are kind of resting. Anyways, not too much this week's patch. 7th March 2018 patch. Just really Black Spirits Adventure number 2 starting. A lot better than the last Black Spirits Adventure, and a brand new Ancient Relic Crystal Drop Shard event has begun for 2 weeks. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the patch notes for the 7th March 2018 patch. Subscribe if you like it, and have a good one.